Hello, my name's Claire from Conscious Chemo, and today I wanted to give some tips to people who are navigating a cancer diagnosis on a budget. So obviously there's lots of books and advice on how we can use supplements and gadgets to help navigate cancer. But I think there's so much you can do that isn't going to cost you any money, and then some things that you could do that won't cost so much. So I'm going to share those. So first of all, breathing, slowing down the breath, coherent breathing, 20 minutes a day, counting in for 6 and out for 6. That resets your entire system, your nervous system, balances the nervous system and resets everything. So it helps to regulate your blood pressure, your heart rate, your hormones. So it's going to be such a powerful tool in healing. So breath practices, any breath practice that brings balance to the body as well. But you could look up coherent breathing, and there'll be something on YouTube that will be free, something on Spotify that will be free. Then walking doesn't cost anything. So you want to do some kind of exercise that will just get your heart rate up a little bit. So you could walk up and down stairs if you have them at home, go for a walk outside and get some fresh air. I've been going in the sea all winter. That hasn't cost me anything. So something that raises the heart rate, ideally outside, because then you also get nature and the benefit of being outdoors, but otherwise inside. So my naturopath recommended I got a cross trainer to do 20 minutes a day. But cross trainers are very expensive and they take up a lot of room. So I've actually got a little trampette. It cost me about £45, I think. It folds up. You can store it behind the sofa. You could walk on it, just hold some hand weights whilst you're watching TV or whatever, if you're just in a room with other people. And then perhaps you could start slowly adding some hopping or some jumping or some twisting. Obviously take care, but that will get your heart rate up really well. You could start off with 5 or 10 minutes, build up. You could do 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at lunch, 10 minutes in the evening. So anything that's just going to get your heart rate up. Cancer doesn't like oxygen. So anything that oxygenates your system is going to be very beneficial. And again, there's lots of alternative sites and books that where you can pay for oxygenating treatments. But if you're exercising a lot, oxygenating your body, that is really going to help. So water is also really important. You can drink it for free out of the taps. However, I would recommend, especially if you've had a cancer diagnosis, of filtering your water, which I do. I brought a faux water filter. It was about £40 or £50. You change, it's environmentally friendly. You don't have to throw anything away. You pour something into it every 3 months, I think. And it's alkalizing as well. Water is alkalizing. And again, cancer can't survive in an alkaline environment. And I think that's why water fasts are so powerful, because I've been dipping things to see what's alkaline and what isn't. And even the vegetable juices I've been making haven't been massively alkaline, whereas water's really alkaline. So I would say increase your water intake as much as you can, within reason, and filter it. And you don't need to get the reverse osmosis kit that a lot of alternative anti-cancer diet books will recommend. You can get a Britax or a faux or something similar for about £40. It's taking out metals, chlorine, fluoride and hormones that might be in the water, and cleaning. So that's really important part of detoxing, giving the liver less work to do, and trying to emit toxicity from the system. So obviously yoga, you can go online and find plenty of yoga on YouTube for free. If you're interested, the Harmonise online studio has got a free 30-day trial. so you could access that for free. But any meditations, visualizations, affirmations, breath practices that you can access that resonate with you are going to help. And you can access so much for free. I know you have to have the adverts, but if you are on a budget, then that is a way of accessing those resources. If you are facing hair loss, then I would recommend, rather than a wig, which can be very expensive, you can get head coverings. I got a 2-piece covering, really loved it. It was a brown covering and then another one that went on the top. I'm not quite sure what it's called, but it cost £35, really warm, really comfortable. Whereas the wig that my sister actually very kindly bought for me was £200. So a big difference. So you can save a lot of money on head coverings. If you are interested in intermittent fasting, which I would highly recommend, you eat in an 8-hour window and then drink water for the other 16 hours or herbal teas. Again, that might save you money, just like water fasts might save you money. So that's a way of decreasing costs, but also increasing health and well-being, maximising the effectiveness of the treatment and minimising your side effects. My diet was mainly plant-based, mainly plant-based, fruit, veg, nuts and seeds. And then I'll have things like quinoa, beans, tins. You can buy tins of pulses from the supermarket. They don't cost much at all. Any beans you like. Chickpeas, butter beans, kidney beans, 3-bean mix. There's just so many cannellini beans. They're really cheap, really nutritious, no sugar, or very low in sugar. So really anti-cancerous, convenient, quick. Pop them in salads, soups, stews, chilies. So yeah, I use black bean and kidney beans in vegan chilies. So I can make a big vegan chili at a very low price, and it lasts me for 4 meals. And I'll sometimes have it in the evening with either a whole grain rice or quinoa, or I'll use it in the day and chop up like a Chinese cabbage or Chinese lettuce and put that on the top. So again, really low cost, super healthy, super beneficial. You know, a lot of the anti-cancer diets will talk about going organic. Obviously, that's very expensive. I do buy some organic, but not all. Carrots I get organic because they're cheap and organic. Apples, spinach and kale I tend to always buy organic, and then if I can, if it's available, salads. But I don't buy all organic. Nuts and seeds I buy in bulk from Grape Tree, and that I think saves a lot of money. You can buy 3 bags for £25 of kilo bags. And they do a mixed nut, so then you can pick out the nuts you want, or you've got the mixed nuts there. Their quinoa is really well priced. You could get dried fruit from them as well, but nuts and seeds, bulk buy, you can really save money, and it really allows you to be healthy as well and lead a clean living. So supplement wise, you can spend a fortune on supplements. I have experimented on lots of different kinds of supplements. I've spent quite a lot of money, but if I was going to suggest for those that are on a budget, and what I'm probably going to end up doing longer term, vitamin C powder. I'll show it to you in another video. It's ascorbate. I have that, which isn't massively expensive. Vitamin D in a liquid form, because I try and have everything in powders and liquids now. That's not that expensive, but really good for immunity, really good for breast cancer. I have a liquid iodine that isn't expensive, that you put topically on my body. Turmeric, you can spend a lot of money on a quality turmeric supplement. However, you can buy the powder, which again is next to, it's really much cheaper. So you can get it from a local health shop, or from a store, or just turmeric powder. And you can buy root turmeric from the supermarket and juice that, or put it in stews. So you can really increase your turmeric intake, in a food format, which is much cheaper than a supplement format. And I would recommend investing in a green powder. You can get spirulina, chlorella, or wheatgrass. Teaspoon in water, stir it up, drink it down, loads of minerals, super beneficial. Any green vegetables are really healthy and they're really cheap. Sprouts, broccoli, cabbage, sweet potatoes. I mean, that was a very regular meal for me during my high dose chemo. It wasn't winter for me, but just literally roasted sweet potatoes or sweet potato mash and veg. Loved it. My body was craving it. Really cheap meal, very affordable, super healthy. Whole grain rice doesn't cost much. Pulses, it's sort of using a tomato base for liquid. So the other thing you can do is, if you set up a meal plan where other people are cooking for you, make sure you let them know what you're eating so that you can continue as a healthy and a clean diet as possible. But again, that is going to save you money. Haircuts, I've saved a lot of money on not having to cut my hair. I had my first cut just before I came here, so that was my first cut in nearly a year. Shaving, I didn't shave for a long time. So, there are things that will save you money that then perhaps you can use to invest in things that are really going to support your system. But there is so much you can access for free, and there's things that you can buy that really are of a minimal cost that will maximise your sense of well-being as you navigate your cancer journey. So I hope you found these tips helpful. I wish you all the very best on your healing journey. Know that there's always something that you can do to support yourselves. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Sending loads of love. Claire from Conscious Chemo.